Okay, around Easter, during the Easter festival in April 2012, I asked questions to Jehovah's Witnesses, and who came back and gave an answer. It doesn't hold water, but nonetheless they came back, gave an answer good to them. Having further discussions with them on this one. Anyway, it was concerning this publication, and it was concerning the question of is there any hope for the dead? And I asked the question, why did the Watchtower misquote Jesus in what they're saying in this quotation, and how they use it? Okay. I've been having discussions online with Bible Answer Man 1000, who professes to be a Jehovah's Witness. He is a Jehovah's Witness. He's coming out with a lot of stuff which is confirmed with terminology, etc., in Reasoning of the Scriptures and other things, other publications which they have. Okay, the question I asked, okay, is why they misquote Jesus, because they use some of John's Gospel here, and they selectively quote something, which is a misquote. When you selectively quote something out of context and you put it into a context which is different from the original message, that's a misquote. Okay. I am a student of linguistics, studying languages, and if I were to selectively quote an authoritative source and prefixed my argument of the quote immediately to imply it meant something else from what the original author of the quotation cited, I would lose points because I'd be quoting out of context. Okay, but the Watchtower do that a lot in their publications, and they've done it here as well. Okay, so here's what they're saying. Okay, what the Bible teaches is there any hope for the dead? What the Bible teaches, most people who have died will be resurrected. Okay, they are saying the Bible says most people who have died will be resurrected. And then they quote Jesus, saying, Jesus promised that, quote, those in the memorial tombs will ... come out. John 5:28, verse 29. Okay, so they prefix their statement with saying most people. This was the initial point. They prefixed their argument by saying the Bible teaches most people are going to be resurrected. In John chapter 5, verse 28, and you can check this out in the New World Translation. I've got my NASBA here at the moment, which reads virtually identically, except for the term memorial tombs. This one just says tombs. Come on to that in a bit, because the Watchtower representative gave me an explanation which still doesn't hold water on that one, but nonetheless, this is what they say. It says, an hour is coming. Where's John chapter 5? An hour is coming when all those in the memorial tombs will hear his voice. It's the voice of Jesus. Do not marvel at this, for an hour is coming in which all who are in the tombs will hear his voice. Okay. All who are in the tombs. All the dead. Okay. They've said most of the dead. Jesus has said all of the dead. If you read the New World Translation, do you know what word it's got in there which they did not quote here? All. Now all means all. Everyone. Okay. If they're saying here most, okay, most could be Well, firstly, it's not all, it's just most of them. But what's the justification for that? Why not some? Or why not a few? Okay, a few of those will be resurrected. No, Jesus says all of them. Okay, so that's the context. Here Jesus has been saying that all judgment has been given to him. The Father has given him all judgment, as it says earlier, so that the Son may receive equal honour to the Father. Okay, Jehovah's Witnesses, do you honour Jesus as you honour the Father? Okay, Jehovah's Witnesses, is Jehovah going to judge the earth? Jehovah's the only one with the right to judge the earth. It says here quite clearly, Jesus is going to judge the earth. Okay, once again, an attribute that Jesus can only hold if he is Jehovah. Okay, but it says here, all are in the tombs, who are in the tombs will hear his voice. And then verse 29, and will come forth. They've got ... come out. That's the resurrection. Bible Answer Man 1000. They themselves here are saying, when it says they will come out of the tombs, that's the resurrection. That's what they're quoting here to support their argument. Okay, Jesus says all of them, so they're all going to be resurrected. Secondly, Bible Answer Man has been going on about the fact that it's only concentrating on those who are being resurrected to life. This leaflet is concentrating on those who are being resurrected to life. Well, you shouldn't use John chapter 5 verses 28 to 29 you want to say this. Okay, because not the way you're interpreting it. Okay, the background for people is that the Jehovah's Witnesses believe, and if someone wants to dispute this, they can come on and please say, okay, that when a person dies, they cease to exist. Okay, there is nothing eternal in human beings. We're not a soul who's going to live forever. According to the Watchtower, when we die, we then become just a memory in God's mind. Everything else is gone. Eventually, even our bodies will rot away and dissolve back into the natural ecosystem. Okay, there is nothing left of that person. And on the day of resurrection, God thinks of a person. Oh yeah, John Smith. Oh yeah, he was a good old boy. He went to the Kingdom Hall regularly. He knocked on the doors 180,000 times a week. Yeah, he good old boy he was. And that person comes back to life. He's recreated. Okay. And that is what they say the resurrection to life is. Okay, a recreation. And all the memories get put back in. The body is reprogrammed. What it's saying here, okay, the resurrection's already taken place. Everyone's come out of the tombs. They don't believe that everyone is going to be resurrected. They believe that God's punishment, and there isn't a hell, there isn't a place of eternal punishment. Okay, so the idea of God, Jehovah, bringing people back to life only to destroy them again as a punishment is nonsensical. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, but what's it got here? Those who have done good deeds to a resurrection of life, and those who have committed evil deeds to a resurrection of judgment. Okay, now I've had two different versions of this from Bible Answer Man and 1000, and also from some witnesses coming to my door. Okay, I'm going to take Bible Answer Man 1000's position. He's basically saying that this isn't literal. That you're going to be resurrected to life. Yes, that's literal. But for those who aren't, they're going to be resurrected to judgment. That's not literal. That's a symbolic meaning. He hasn't gone on to explain what exactly that means. But here, listen to this. Okay, those who have done good deeds to a resurrection. to a resurrection. Now, he says, oh yes, that is to a resurrection of life. You're going to a resurrection of life. Because you're going to be resurrected to life. The resurrection's already taken place. It says here they're going to come out of the tomb. So they're already alive. But there's a word after resurrection. In both cases, same word for resurrection. But there's a word that joins both life and both judgment to the word resurrection, which Bible man seems to be having a problem with its meaning. A resurrection of. Okay, Bible answer man seems to be having a big problem with a resurrection of, because when he says to me a resurrection of, he immediately interprets that as a resurrection to. A resurrection to life, a resurrection to judgment. And even though he's written it out, he's gone right back again and said afterwards, almost the next line, everyone's coming back to life, or say they're going back to life, or to judgment. It's of. When you have of in the sentence, like this, it speaks of experience. Okay? Those who have done good are going to have a resurrection of life. Okay? They're going to have the resurrection, and the experience they're going to have is life. Jesus said, I have come to give life, and life in abundance, life in its fullness. Okay? The experience of resurrection is going to be one of fullness of life for these people. But for those who do evil deeds, the experience of resurrection, the life they are going to lead after this resurrection has taken place, is going to be an experience of judgment. It's going to be experience of judgment. A lot of people come into the Watchtower Bible Tract Society because they have lost loved ones. Okay, and they are told that, oh, the loved ones who presumably never had the chance to become Jehovah's Witnesses, they're going to be resurrected. And if you join our organisation, the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, become a Jehovah's Witness, be baptised, go knocking on doors and do lots of good works for your salvation, and give us lots of money, and do exactly as the governing body tell you to do, and believe what we tell you to believe, you will see your loved one again. You will see. And that's exactly what they're saying here. It says most people are going to be resurrected, so you can be part of the most. It's part of the deception. All I'm saying here is that people need to be honest. Even how painful it can be. You can be honest about what the scripture is saying. Okay, and Bible Answer Man keeps interpreting this as a resurrection to life, which means if you're not resurrected to life, you're not resurrected in the same sense at all. The Watchtower Bible Tract Society teach that the memorial tombs it's talking about is God's memory, and it's God's memory that He's remembering these people. Okay, but Jesus is talking literally, and to a large extent, most Jehovah's Witnesses do take this literally. It's just they have to explain away the of judgments. And I just think they need to be fair on this. They need to be fair on it, and they need to be honest with it. Okay, and they've actually got several pages, several chapters on explaining away this of judgment bit and reinterpreting this of life bit to life. Okay, because like Bible Answer Man's a prime example. He keeps reading into it. It's a resurrection to life. No, everyone's resurrected, but to some it's to life in abundance, and to some it's to life in judgment and eternal separation from God. And I think the Watchtower needs to know that, and it is all who are going to face this, because it clearly says in verse 28, all shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and all shall come out.